Hi everybody, it's Nikki here from Centred Excellence. Now I thought it'd be really useful to share with you a habit, or if you like a mindset, that totally transformed the results of my business, and I now use this with my clients. It really makes a massive difference to their business too. And it's the mindset and the realisation that actually time is more important than money. And the reason behind that is you can always get more money, but you can't get more time. And if you look at people like Richard Branson or Sir Alan Sugar, we've all got the same 24 hours in the day, but how come someone like Sir Richard Branson can generate and become a multi-billionaire versus others who really struggle just as they're going along? And the reason why is because someone like Richard Branson is absolutely clear on where he needs to be investing his time to get the biggest return. So how do you do that as a recruitment business owner, as a director, as a manager? Because what happens, or what we see a lot when we start working with our clients, is when right up front you're trying to scale your business, but you're in a real state of overwhelm because you are billing, you're dealing with clients, you're dealing with candidates, you're managing, you're hiring, you're sending out invoices, you're buying the coffee, you're buying the toilet paper, you're doing absolutely everything that needs to happen within the business. And there just simply aren't enough hours in the day to fit anything more in, and this is where you sort of hit a ceiling where you can't then grow beyond the size you are, because you just can't do anything more physically during that time each day. So the first thing that you need to be thinking about is, what do I need to be focusing my time on that's going to give me the biggest return? So let me ask you a question. If you were just working or doing sort of 3 activities that you enjoyed, you were really good at, that you knew would give you a really big ROI, what would they be? So it might be, for example, like one of our clients, Lee, who was a really fantastic salesperson, but not just fantastic at sales, really good at dealing with C-suite relationships and building strategic client relationships that could open up very, very big clients for his business. But because he's being pulled into the nitty-gritty, day-to-day admin-y stuff, it meant that he wasn't able to focus time on doing that. So he was, for example, he was actually doing the debt chasing, which was crazy in hindsight. So we did a really simple exercise with him, and I do this as well as we go along. So the first thing to ask yourself is, what are the 3 things, if I was doing them 80% of my time, would give me joy, I'm really good at, but would give me a high value return? So it might be business development, it could be opening up big strategic accounts, it could be looking for and hiring really great billers, it could be working with my consultants I've got and getting them to upskill, showing them how to, for example, sell higher level work or deal at a slightly more senior level. So think about the things that you could be doing that you're not currently doing because you're sucked into lots of the detail bit. Okay, so next question to ask yourself is, if I was doing this 80% of my time, how much revenue would I be able to generate for the business? So for example, if you're out client development or existing business development for 80% of your time, how much would you be able to generate for the business? If you were out there finding other great people to work for your business, how many more people could you find? If you were systemizing and streamlining your business and then getting that embedded within the company, which then enabled you to grow even sooner, how much would that give you? So with Lee, we asked him that question. He said, in all honesty, I think I'd be able to generate probably an extra £1 million. If I was doing that 80% of my time, an extra £1 million a year. So we take the £1 million extra and we say, right, what we're going to do then is divide that by 52 weeks. We're then going to divide that by 5 days, and then we're going to divide that by 8 hours a day. So what we're going to be then doing is to working out your hourly rate. So when you do that with £1 million, what actually the figure that you come out with is £480 an hour. That is what Lee's time is worth, focusing on those really high value return. And so the next key is, like, how do I get the stuff off my plate that is generating less than that?. And there's 3 ways to do it. One is to delegate it. to somebody within the business. The second thing is to hire somebody to do it or to outsource it. And the third thing is just to stop doing it totally if it's not giving you a high level of return. So the first step is to work out what's your hourly rate. The next step then is to say, right, how am I going to hire somebody or get somebody on less than that to get delegated to? Because the reality is, as soon as you can do that, the more time then you can spend selling, which means then the more time and more value you would add to your business. So that is the top tip for today. Work out what your hourly rate is, and then the next thing is, how do I hire somebody, or how do I work out how to delegate, outsource, hire somebody who can take that off my plate? Because the sooner you can do that, every then hour that you spend is worth £480.